Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right. So, I'm a Laker fan, upset this morning because we lost to the Los Angeles Clippers the night before in the biggest matchup we've ever had against the Clippers. I got up this morning, took my shower, did my little, routine, got up, did my workout, everything that I had to do. Got my mind, body, and soul right. Ate breakfast, listened to a lot of people talk about the game in fragments because I couldn't stay put. I wanted to get everybody's reaction. And I failed. Didn't get enough to know enough of how everybody else saw this game. So I'm just going to give you more of what I saw. First of all, LeBron James shot a lot better than I gave him credit for. The three-point shot was better than I thought last night. That wasn't the problem. I was looking at that game through a certain lens, and that lens was that of what we saw in the first half, which was just turnovers and brick jump shots. A long two that went in, but it's just, for me, I was carrying over what I saw from the game before and putting it together, and I didn't like what I saw. But in the second half, he did have good sequences where he played defense. I had lost my focus on that game, so a lot of that stuff that he did in the second half, everybody was like, "Oh, he was playing so well." I'm like, man, I was only half watching. So that's something I have to be honest about and tell people. But at the end of the day, it's like when you see your players play so poorly in the first half, why do you want to, what focus do you want to provide the game when you know it's a big game and they're not showing up? They're too tired to play. The rotations don't even make any sense. It's just, you just lose your focus when you see what you see and it doesn't translate and it's so much on the line. And so I will admit that I lost focus last night. But at the end of the day, I don't take back what I said. I thought LeBron James was a liability in both of these games. I thought he did more harm than good in both of those games. And I think his play directly resulted in why the team had less rest the night before. Coupled with other things that we did that didn't help ourselves. But it was between him and Darvin Ham, just not, as the leaders of this basketball club, not preparing properly. Because at the end of the day, they're the elder, head coach, and Bron is the elder statesman of the whole league. So I'm looking at him. I have to look at him when it comes to this type of stuff. We saw this scheduled on the schedule. We saw these two teams on the schedule back to back. We knew what we were dealing with. We knew we would be coming from Utah. We knew we would be coming to Los Angeles overnight and playing the Clippers. This should not have been something that they were so ill prepared for in regards to how they were going to manage rotations, how they were going to manage the circumstance. And I just thought that when you get all of your players back, when your whole team is back, there shouldn't be what seems like less options being used on the basketball floor. Especially when you consider the dynamic that we have where some of our players have injury concerns. You lean in too much on one side of the roster that just tires out those players that you otherwise need not tire out. By not playing Max Christie and not playing Lonnie Walker, to bring your team more of a fullness so that you have a little more strength and energy, you leaning on a good portion of the team to do everything and then wonder why you don't have any energy. It's because you're not using the whole team. That's what the schedule makers were thinking the Lakers would have some common sense about doing. They're not going to tire themselves out. They got a nice full team, whatever the case may be. They'll manage themselves so that they can make it happen. No, schedule makers. No. You assumed common sense would be in place. And sometimes organizations don't have that going on. So you guys got to be more responsible about splitting these games up so that these teams don't have overnight flights from Utah and then have to have 5 hours sleep. They're not going to manage it well leading up to that. And so that's what I got to say to the NBA once again. I just thought the schedule makers were assuming that things would play out a little better this year with some of the back-to-backs and home and homes and all this different stuff they were experimenting with the schedule. And it made for a trash ultimate experience when you consider how back-to-backs ultimately don't get played by these superstar athletes. And if they do, it's probably not to the betterment of their health. So we just need the schedule makers and the doctors to be aligned on the same page as it pertains to what it is that we're asking our athletes to do. But even more so, these organizations have to manage it better. And I'm sick of seeing my organization particularly do stupid stuff. Just flat out stupid stuff. It ain't even about anything else other than just watching them make decisions that hurt themselves and proceed to do it again as if it worked. type stuff. At the end of the day, what I need right now is for us to shift our attention as it pertains to LeBron James and how he's being used. He's got to be a defensive player. I don't need scoring as much from him as I need him not to be a liability defensively. Because what I'm seeing is our coach not understanding the importance of defense, so therefore the teams that LeBron James is going to be on the floor with, the lineups he's on the floor with, are not defensive lineups, so he need not play defense. All that stuff that he likes to do to conserve energy, I think his energy would be best used on the defensive side this season for the rest of these playoffs. Because if he's going to continue to be a liability and this coach wants to put rotations down there that can't defend, we're going to have layup lines. Similar to what we saw last night. And against teams like Phoenix and New Orleans or whoever you're going to be seeing, that's not a good idea. Sacramento with the depth that they have, that's not a good idea. So he's got to become more defensive and conserve his energy on the offensive end. And that's what it seems like he's going to have to do since he can't put as much pressure on the rim anyway. He doesn't appear to want to do it the way that he needs to do it to give us that dynamic we need. He wants to settle for jump shots, which ultimately takes the continuity away from other guys, which we've talked about. He's got to be able to get those guys involved and continue to see the fruit and seeing them touch the rock and run plays for one another and stuff like that. That continuity is going to make his team better, not settling for jump shots because he's thinking about his foot as opposed to what he should be doing, which is driving at the rim. There are another option. The option is pass. The other option is to get the ball to players that can make plays for your team. And it starts with the coach. It starts with the coach having that in his head and then conveying that to the players. LeBron James can think that, but if the coach is telling him, okay, we're going to go out there and shoot like 7 jumpers and see if it falls, then we're going to go down there. And like, if that's what's going on, and he's like, well, all right, then no, he needs to not be like, all right. He needs to tell the coach, no, rookie coach, that's not a good idea. How about we run plays for AD, run plays for Austin Reeves and some of our more efficient players. See, that's what I need from my superstar. To look at coach and say, no, that's not going to work, rookie coach. Because he's a rookie coach, so he's going to understand some of the stuff that he thinks may not necessarily be what he needs to do. He's going to think that. He's going to listen to the Pantheon great 20-year pro that has more minutes and more skills than everybody who's ever played when he tells him, yo, this is probably not the right strategy. But I don't think guys are really stepping forward to do that. I think guys are really, more so like, well, it's not my job, so I'm just going to do what the team wants me to do. And I'm like, well, you're going to lose too. If that's the mentality. Nobody wants to step on nobody's toes. Everybody wants to be nice to people who are doing stupid crap. All right, cool. We're going to lose together. It won't be me, though. It won't be me. And so that's where I'm at with it. I'm calling it out. I saw a lot of low IQ stuff over these last 2 games and a lot of people making excuses about scheduling and flights and sleep and all kinds of other stuff that they could have did something about if they just would have played smarter. They could have did something about it if they would have strategized better. If they would have used more of the team, they wouldn't be as tired. I mean, these type of things, it just makes sense to me. You got D'Angelo Russell, who couldn't even play in the last game because of a foot that apparently has been bothering him all year. And the bright idea this coach had was to play him 40 minutes in yesterday's game. That's what his brain told him to do with that player. We got a guy who's never supposed to play back-to-backs. No, scratch that. 2 guys who are never supposed to play back-to-backs based on a million different things. LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I ain't got to break down why they shouldn't be playing back-to-backs. We decided to play them in back-to-backs, and he left them on the floor unnecessarily in opportunities for them to get injured. I guess he thought that because they played through the final buzzer with his bad strategy, that was going to gain our respect. But they played all 48 minutes. I heard a couple people say, oh, we played all 48 minutes. These guys really tried. No, they really didn't. If you look at how they strategized, you would see there was no trying there. There was effort. They was asking people to go out there and sweat and do too much. But the strategy itself, that was loser crap from the beginning. Leaving people open to shoot jumpers, not guarding people properly, leaving Kawhi Leonard on an island, our players on an island with Kawhi Leonard, not named Vanderbilt, not named AD. Stupid crap. Deeper than that. Asking Malik Beasley to go out there and shoot the ball. He hits shots, and then we stop giving him the ball. We stop playing him. Now, all the nights when this man's going 1 for 11, 3 for 11, rather, from behind the arc, 5 for whatever the heck it may be, when he's shooting poorly, he'd leave him out there for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But when the man's shooting perfect, he ain't even on the floor. 3 out of 4 can't get on the floor. Make it make sense. You can't make any of this make any sense. And neither can Darvin, and that's the point. He can't make none of this make sense. He just running it out there, leaning on players that are struggling. I can't tell you how many times I saw Wenyen Gabriel shooting 3-point shots in the corner. Why Why the hell do I need Wenyen Gabriel shooting threes from the corner, yo? Why do I need Vanderbilt shooting threes from the corner? When I got Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Austin Reeves, you know they can just do things with those possessions. You can give them the ball, they'll do things. Give them the ball. Give Austin the ball in that situation instead of whatever crap we did, and we will do something. And it's just like, man, we just trying to make life hard for ourselves. You know what I mean? It's like watching somebody trying to move. They got dollies lined up against the wall, like 30 dollies, and they going out there struggling trying to carry every box. That's what the Lakers do. Dollies everywhere. And we just struggling with boxes. Carry each and every one. That's how we do. That's how we approach these games. And then we sit back and say, we just got to play hard. I'm hearing the coach talking about, we had a flight last night. Like a legitimate excuse. Bro, we known about this flight that you had last night for 6 months. Since the schedule was released, we knew about that damn flight. And you trying to tell me that you couldn't manage it any better than that? I mean, that's my thing. It's like, people don't understand that the game went too long. The game wasn't supposed to go no overtime. Y'all was supposed to be on the plane before that. Probably would have been fine if you did. But because we had to play extra minutes, of course the team was going to miss the flight. And it's a blizzard outside. Of course, all these things trickle down. And then I look at how they approach the Utah game. Jump shots open to jump shooters. Guys being left alone. Guys shooting jump shots that don't work. Turnovers and all different types of things. I'm like, you're not taking Utah seriously. And you know what's ahead. But when people are not thinking ahead, or when people are just looking at things real basic, like, we got to try hard. Put that bunch of players on the floor. Let's see what they can do. Oh, that guy's struggling. Shoot more, man. I believe in you. The whole team is struggling. The whole team, because of this. Because of that. And then you look at the other guys who he doesn't believe in, and they just sitting there. Capable. And he's just intent. I'm like, bro, this is not this. Come on, man. What you want from me? I'm a Laker fan. I've been watching a lot of basketball over the years. Kobe, Shaq, Powell. I've seen it all, man. Lamar, Bynum. We went all the way up with B.I. and watched those kids grow. I've seen a lot of different type of basketball, but the majority of the time, I'm going to tell you, in a lifetime of watching the Lakers, only half of that time have I felt like we were smart. Okay? I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's been a 30-year span of being a Laker fan. Half of those years we were smart. The other half of those years, it's been some variation of stupid, man. Mistake here, dumb stuff there, incompetent ownership behavior there, this guy over here just running stuff that doesn't make any sense. Bad coaching, hire again. Bad coaching, hire again. Bad coaching, hire again. Bad coaching, hire again. I mean, it just keeps going on. Pay that guy a plethora of money to do nothing. Pay that guy a plethora of money to do nothing. Underpay that guy and watch him walk away and become somebody else. Give away everything and watch this guy come here and barely use him properly. I mean, it's just like 15 years of stupidity, yo. 15 years of excellence. And Kobe played 20, so that means he spent 5 years under this nonsense. Y'all know that, right? So for me, I'm just looking at this and I'm saying, okay, Lakers, we got a handful of players that we really like. You know what I'm saying? A handful. We really like our team for the most part. But that core, they're great, but not together anymore. That part we established last night. For the rest of the season, I just want to see us lean on LeBron James to use his energy on defensive possessions so that we can have the best possible outcome. Because at the end of the day, we can score a million different ways. If Malik Beasley's hot, he can score 30 points from behind the arc. We can score a million different ways. I don't need LeBron James shooting jumpers. Now, if he can drive at the rim, give me the layups and all of that, that's great. But every time that man shoots a jumper, it's a thrown away possession, man. Every time he doesn't pass the rock to somebody, it's a thrown away possession. Now, if the jumper falls and he's running up the score, all of that's wonderful. But he's going to brick them things and he's going to turn the ball over. And that is turning into a problem for me when we have defensive liability issues with him as well. It's too many holes, man. Too many holes for us to be having holes around him too. Shooters that can't shoot and defend. Players that don't ever want to play right. consistently like Troy Brown. You put him on the floor, you don't know what you're getting out of this dude. And I'm like, look, last night he was shooting very well. Do you think we would continue to get him rhythm passes to 3-point shots? The thing was falling. He looked like Troy George. No, we got away from him. Why? Because we must get the ball to Bron, and we must get the ball to Beasley. They must shoot the ball. They got to get in rhythm for whatever reason. For whatever reason, man. I'm like, why not lean on Dennis that way? Just at random. Why not lean on Rui that way? Why don't Rui get like 18 shots a game? Just at random, since we doing stuff that don't make no sense. Why not lean into players who can really do those things for us and maybe score a lot when they do it? You know, Lonnie Walker, if you give him like 18 shots a game, some nights he's not going to score a lot. But the other nights he's going to come out of there with 40. With his skill set, with the way that he lays the ball up easily and dunks the ball easily and gets 4 and 5 threes per 7 attempts, he walk out of there with 3 out of 7, 4 out of 7 from behind the arc. We act like we don't even see that. The fans all see it, but Darvin Ham, nah. Darvin, nope. I guess it's because he doesn't play defense well. But wait, Beasley don't play defense well. We don't see that, though, because Beasley can shoot threes. But wait, didn't I just say that Lonnie hits threes? Yes. I'm saying, like, none of this makes any sense, man. It don't make no sense. You cannot tell anybody that watches basketball that Lonnie Walker should be playing behind Malik Beasley, bro. Nobody. Nobody in this league is going to think that. Not now. Not in this stage. Not this year. It's just not what the evidence is showing you. So right there, that tells me that either people want what comes with that, as I've told you guys, the desired result, and people want to lose on purpose for betting or whatever reason. That's what you do. Stay away from that player that can help you so you can get this player that can hurt you so we can get the desired result. If it's that what's going on, I don't know. Maybe. You know what I mean? It's much easier to think people are doing things on purpose and calculated instead of just stumbling into just stupidity just because they ain't no better in their heads just to do dumb stuff. Just, you know, let's see what works and give you an excuse. I'm tired. Like, I know you tired. Real tired. You gotta get out of here. You go get some sleep for real. Like, that's how I feel about it. So I'm done with this, man. I don't care nothing for this. As I told you guys last night, I'm looking forward to the next core. I kid you not. I want some variation of Mobley, Halliburton, something like that, Scotty Barnes. I'm serious, man. I'm done. I don't care for this anymore. You know what I'm saying? When I see young talent pop up all over the league, Emmanuel quickly scoring 40 and 15 assists, get him here. That's who we need here. We don't need to be doing this for LeBron James no more. Pay him another $50 million to be hurt half the season and jack up jump shots and turn the ball over. And I'm over it, man. I don't care for that. Because when it's time to really win, when he go up against a killer like Kawhi Leonard, we're seeing how it goes. I don't want to play about it no more. We've seen this 11 times in a row, man. That dude cowers in the face of that man. And I'm not confused by that. I don't care what type of conditioning and none of that. Kawhi comes in heartless and shoots that man down every time and walks out of here like, it's cool. You know, I heard Kawhi Leonard's soundbite at the end of the game. Somebody asked him something along the lines of, that seemed like a really big game between your two teams. He said, yeah, it didn't seem like it. I read that. I read into that. I know what that means. See, I don't know if people catch Kawhi Leonard's subtle jabs or Kawhi Leonard's subtlety in regards to his communication, but I definitely did. The Lakers ain't show up. It ain't seem like no big game. It was a big game. Yeah, it would not. No. Because when you look at the competition and the way that they set up against us, they weren't serious. Wasn't no big game between these two teams. I speak that language. He was dissing y'all. Kawhi Leonard was calling you soft. Kawhi Leonard said y'all didn't show up for the big game. Kawhi Leonard said this is not going to be a memorable matchup for him. It was just another day in the office beating y'all. But it didn't matter. When this much was on the line, that's what the other team's best player had to say about us. Yeah, it's just another day at the office, man. It was a big game. It didn't seem like it to me. Yeah. Wasn't because his team didn't have the intensity. Think about that. It wasn't because his team didn't have the intensity. It's because them dudes over there that he keep beating over and over again, just punching bags. They're not no competition to him. What you talking about? Them? Them? Nah, man. Nah. Look, we're gonna go on and play our next game. That was a nice game, but we're continuing to move on. That's how his energy was toward us when we the Lakers. All that has happened between these two parties, and that's his energy at the end of the fourth matchup. after beating us 11 times in a row. Swept the Lakers, and he's like, not a big game. And I'm telling you, I read into that everything that I essentially said last night. He was saying, in so few words, this team, soft. They ain't show up for the big game. They wasn't ready for what I was ready for. And they're an afterthought. And I'm wiping away clean of them. And they can have their excuse about the 4 games and 5 nights or whatever the heck it was, and the overnight flights and everything that everybody wants to give excuses about. But the bottom line was this. Yet again, this team ain't play smart against Kawhi Leonard. And that's why they lost. Not because they was tired, because they was stupid. And it started with people settling and not doing what they needed to do to sacrifice so that the team could play well and play smart. People weren't sacrificing. I gotta live and die with my jumper. But you're a minus 25, my guy. If anything, you should be removed from the game just like anybody else would be. A minus 25? He shouldn't even get in the second half of the game. Why was he even down there? A minus 25. 4 turnovers, all turning the buckets. Talking about, I ain't got to lean on him. Get the ball to Anthony Davis. Get Austin Reeves in here. Bring in some guys, Rui Hachimura, and let's run like we got a deep team. Put Lonnie on the floor. He give you 30 points in a game like this. I ain't got to sit there and watch him shoot jumpers, long face, all that stupid crap. He'd be just as happy if he was sitting on that bench watching his team win. Just like he'd been doing when he was hurt. I ain't got to do this. This is why you have the option of having so many players. So you don't have to do this. I think that gets lost in translation too. Yeah, teams ain't leaning on a superstar who's struggling. If they got a plethora of people who can play, sit him down and let him rest tonight. The object of the game is rest, ain't it? He didn't get any. It's like, I just don't like stupidity, man. I'm cool. I don't want to see this. And I know Jason Tatum about to lead the Celtics to a championship. I'm watching Giannis go over there, giving their organization the Mamba mentality. Giannis should be here. That's what we about. Not that. Are you kidding me? How sad and how inept we looked against that team last night. It's the best we could do, we go off a flight. I've been watching this sport for 30 years. You know how many teams had to go off not off of lack of sleep? How many teams the Lakers have thrown out there that had that excuse, that didn't use that excuse and won the game? I mean, people are cool with being second best in LA, and that's y'all business. I don't have to attach myself to that. I'm going to talk about getting y'all up out of here so y'all can be second and best somewhere else. That's how I get down. I don't need to do all that. No. Them losers, get them out of here. I don't care about these regular season wins. Some of these teams they beat, I wasn't impressed with none of that. Y'all, when it mattered most, once again, just showed me y'all wasn't prepared, man. Just wasn't prepared. Didn't respect teams. Want to do stuff that's going to hurt yourself. Don't want to blame Russell Westbrook for that trait, but that wasn't the only trait. I told y'all we had 2 of those. I told y'all that when we had this problem with Russell Westbrook. He ain't the only Russell. Bron is Russell too. He do the same stuff. He does the same stuff. I got to take the shot. It's mine. I'm going to take it. It bricked. It went the other way. I'm going to turn the ball over. Every excuse for this man to give turnovers. You know how many games I've seen on the stats LeBron James having 7 turnovers and the rest of the team don't have no more than 2? And we lose that game every time. I'm supposed to live with his turnovers and his defensive liabilities and his jump shot. No. Our team don't turn the ball over as much when he's not down there. Our team shoots better 3-point shot percentages when he's not down there. 3-point shooting discipline, that goes bye-bye when this man wants to shoot 3 for 10. Over it. Damn jump shots, no more. Give me pressure on the rim, Bron. Make plays. They say you Magic Johnson, bro. I don't need you to get 6 assists. I need you to get 16. You got way too many offensive weapons to be a great passer. No one to pass to them? What is that? And you done already got the scoring record, so why? You don't need to score no more. You don't need to get another bucket. Get Austin Reeves, make him better. Make Rui Hachimura better. Or go play with Bronny. He'll be here in 5 minutes, brother. That kid is going to be in the league. I believe in the young fella. Even though he's a little short, I think he's going to be a weapon. Position your kid to be somewhere you want to be. Find a way to get him to an organization you want to go to. But get there. So that you can do all that without the trouble of our organization's decision making and our ineptitude on top of your flaws. That is key. Because if another team had you and knew how to mask you better than we did, it wouldn't be a big problem. Maybe they have a bunch of dudes that can drive it through him. Therefore, I don't need you to do nothing but shoot jump shots. I don't know how that ever works anyway in my mind, but hey, there are ways to mask everything, to make anything make sense. But we can't do that. We believe in Beasley small ball nonsense. Rookie coach can't put two thoughts together that work. That doesn't work with all of your flaws on top of that. And somebody got to just be objective enough to say that. I'm not mad at Bron. I don't think Bron's done necessarily. He can go on and play a great year next year and the year after that with the Dallas Mavericks, whoever. But they have to be in a position to be able to mask some of this. And they got to have a coach on the floor, a coach who knows how to do that. And then from there, just you got to have certain elements in place. You got to have your killer down there who can actually look at Kawhi. Somebody who's going to be that alpha, not just have the talent for the alpha, but actually be that. For real, man. Hey, look. What you want me to do, man? I'm just a person who's been paying attention for a long time. LeBron James has always needed an Anthony Davis. He's always needed a Dwayne Wade, man. When he went to Cleveland, it was Kyrie Irving. He's always needed that guy who's going to be a little bit more of an alpha than he is here, so that his talent can project forth. I know that. I've known that the whole time. He's not that dude. He's not a leader like that. He's a leader, but not when it comes to the kill mission. Not when it comes to getting every single win he needs. That's it. His finals record is who he is, honestly. He needs that killer to help. He needs Kawhi. He needs Ja. He needs someone like that to be the killer. Take the win. 80 ain't like that. 80 needs that too. That's the problem. They got both of these dudes. They both need that. So I guess they're hoping D'Angelo or Austin to do that for them. But how can they do that if they both count on each other to do that, and neither one of them can do that? So they all sad on the corner while killer's killing them. We sitting here demanding them to be killers. They ain't like that. It's like, bro, I'm tired of acting like I don't see this. That man ain't a killer like that. He not. AD ain't a killer like that. He not. But they got the talent to dominate. So find him the killer. Find him that killer. If D'Lo ain't gonna be that because he's gonna be missing most of the time, or he's kind of sheepish even though he has a lot of confidence, he ain't a killer enough. You need the killer. If that's gonna be Kyrie, maybe that's what you need to do. If you're gonna go forward with this thing. But the problem is, I don't want to go forward with this thing. I don't. Adding another 30-year-old to this, I don't want that. I want youngsters. Give me somebody who's 20. Upside. Go get somebody. Because that's what needs to happen here. And then when you get enough of those young kids, once again, we can attract the superstar of that day like we attracted LeBron James 6 years ago. As long as we still want the old superstar to be the new superstar, you're going to be sitting there and you're going to see him deteriorate into what it is that old superstars turn into. Retired guys. I ain't waiting for that. We didn't wait for that with Shaq. I'm not waiting for that with him. That's my thing. Let the field figure out when he's done. I ain't gonna be the last one on that train, buddy. Because I wasn't the first one on it. We didn't enjoy his prime, y'all. He was in Miami and Cleveland for all of that. Now we get him on the tail end when he don't want to play no defense no more. When he don't want to drive at the rim because his foot nah, bro. Nah. My team means way too much to me to be sitting up here co-signing that. Just for the possibility that he gonna be the great LeBron again. That's cool, bro. But I'm looking at Giannis. I'm looking at Jokic. I'm looking at all of these different superstars that are coming, including the Wembanyama kid, and I'm just like, that's too much feel for him to be what it is that we want him to be at this price. That's too much feel for him. That's too much for where he's at. And there's going to be a lot of fanboys that don't believe that. I don't care. You're going to lose. It's just going to be what it is. It's just what it is. It ain't about, can he win in the playoffs right now? Not if he doesn't get back to being who he is. We're just somebody who puts pressure on the rim and assists his team with easy buckets. That's what he does for us right now. That's what he can do for his team. Run up the score, layup, dunk, layup, dunk, layup, dunk. That's what he does for us. He ain't hitting free throws or three-point shot. Nah. No, especially with his foot being broke. No, or hurt rather. No. And like I said, his passing ability. He doesn't have a passion for passing. I don't care how many stats he's accumulated over the years. He don't love it, man. He wants to score. And he ain't the guy that's going to go out and get 70. So it really don't add up. If you notice, LeBron James' career high ain't no 80, 90, no, none of that. He does combo stuff every night. Rebound, assist, score. Rebound, assist, score. Rebound, assist, score. All career long. It's been like this. It's a functionality of what it is he brings to the table naturally. He don't be passing like that. He don't have passion for passing like that. It's a part of the game. It's a part of the game. It's a part of the game. Every night, we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. But do you do it to the point where guys get better while they're on the floor with you? ESPN been telling me yes. Fox been telling me yes. Yahoo been telling me yes. We get him here, and all those possessions I need him to do that. Where they at? Where are those possessions? And that's my thing. It's like, no, you can't tell me this dude's the greatest passer just because he's been able to get scoring, assists, and rebounds for 1 million games for his entire career. Because I know that Russell Westbrook did assists, scoring, and rebounds his whole career because his body allows him to do that. That don't mean they got the ability to pass the rock to a degree to understand how to orchestrate the floor like Jokic. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference. You can make those passes, but do you actually do it? Do you do it like that? Do you have that in your soul? Or is it just another stat that you're able to accumulate with your talent? As you control the game by being able to put pressure on the rim repeatedly and pass off of that. It's like, yo, I know he's better as a recipient of the ball, catching passes, slashing at the bucket. Why the hell don't we run stuff like that? Doesn't he not want to play to his own strengths? You ain't never been that good of a face-up guy, dog. Not since you lost your speed like that. You ain't been able to break. You ain't never had handles. So why the hell you want to take people off the dribble? I think he's better when people are passing to him. I keep saying that. D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves have a nice passing ability to their game. Put the ball in their hands and let him be the guy that finishes plays off of them instead of having us run plays for Vanderbilt who can't even catch the damn ball. He can't catch the ball. Those are the plays you run for Bron. Those are the plays you run for AD. Not jump shots, walking up the court in the jumpers. Maybe it goes in, maybe it goes the other way, likely the other way. Because we ain't rebounding that crap. Why? Because he's the power forward. Who the hell's rebounding his shots? AD, when he's going up against guys heavy and big, when you know he's a power forward, who's rebounding Bron's shots if he's taking jumpers? Type stuff. It's like, yo, who's even thinking these thoughts? Not Darvin, because he going to make sure Bron gets the shots. We're going to live and die with Bron because Don's the greatest player of all time. So therefore, we're going to win with him, and that's how it goes. Because people don't have a deep thought in their head. They don't have a deep thought in their head about how to strategize so that things can actually work. Hypothetical possibility, maybe it does work because that's what we've seen. Same way we approach Russell Westbrook. Same way we approach Damian Jones. Basic-minded. When they were with our team, they couldn't hit the three. So what we're going to do is when they shoot the ball, we're going to let them shoot because that's who they are. No, idiot. You got to look and see what they've been doing for the last 2 weeks on their team, how they run these players that you didn't use properly. That's not who they are. That's how you used them. They're better when they're somewhere else, and you need to know that. Not because it's disrespectful to you, because it's homework on the other team. Damian Jones shoots threes now. It's not we know Damian. He's not going to shoot the three very well, so we can leave him out there, because that's what... No, idiot. Watch homework. That's why I watch homework every day. You see me talking about I'm watching 7 and 8 highlights in a row every team we see. It's because I know that. What I knew last week ain't what I know this week. Tendencies, trends, injuries, they change things. Lineup possibilities change things mid-game. And if you're looking at things like, I know him, he can't shoot the ball, you're going to get shot down. You're going to get shot down in a row. Twice in a row by two players that you know. It's like, I don't like stupid, y'all. I don't. I really don't. I ain't saying I'm the smartest person in the world, but I'm an overthinker, so I really don't do well with stupidity. I'm a creative. I make content on the fly. My brain. I ain't got the patience. So that's where I'm at. I need smart people back in place. Brilliant people even. Kobe Bryant was a genius. A genius. Phil Jackson, genius. I learned from them. I watched them. They were the rhythm from the basketball that I watched, and the opponents trying to beat them. So that's also who I learned from. The Detroit Pistons, the San Antonio Spurs, Michael Jordan's Bulls, Golden State Warriors now. I watch excellence, man. I don't like this crap. I don't like it. It's not striving to be excellent. It's manufactured, not actual excellence. Actual excellence. It's not gonna be like this. You're gonna have other things led up to this that you ain't never let happen. Clock manager, 20 years in, and don't know how to pace a basketball game, not a stretch of 3 minutes a game. 3 minutes left in the game, he's doing the opposite of what he needs to do to help the team. Like, bro, you're supposed to be the GOAT. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Kobe Bryant never stopped being a student of the game. How could we have concepts you don't know? Concepts. Basketball concepts. You're supposed to be the greatest player ever and don't have basketball concepts in your mind. Clock management skills. Like, nah, man, I'm not. If that's the pinnacle, we got somebody coming, gonna be greater than that very soon, so just keep on watching. Because that's how real that is. That's how real that is. Because that ain't excellence. Don't give a damn what Nike tell you. He is a student of the game that stopped learning somewhere along the line because his athleticism and the yes men let him believe that he could stop learning. But there was more to go. And Cleveland and Miami, they didn't put it in him right. And this team definitely didn't. They were too busy respecting him too much to actually teach him anything. Just like everybody else. Don't do it with the next stars. Don't do that with the next stars. Teach them the game. There's a million different experts that have played this game before the next great thing comes in for him to believe that just because his mechanics and his ability to see makes him great, that he ain't supposed to learn those things. This is a strategic league with data spans almost 100 years. Never let this happen again. Let agents and corporations dilute our talent. This is what it is. Dilute it completely. The money takes up what over the sport, and then you get to hype these dudes up, call them the greatest player of all time. Nah. No more of that. No more of that. So that's what I had to get out, man. And there's gonna be people who don't like me for this. I'm sorry. This was on my heart. I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm sitting up losing games, and I got a fan base full of people that are upset. We all upset. Because we losing to Kawhi again, and we know that dude gave us the finger. As soon as he came here, he gave us the finger. And we ain't had as much as a look at revenge. He just get punked by the same dude over and over again. And we supposed to be champs. See, that's what's really messing with me. As a Laker fan, who remembers how all that went down, who was paying close attention with Kawhi and all that, that dude had us thinking he was coming here and let the field dry up. Went to the Clippers last minute just to stick it to us and has won every game since. How does that work? We from Los Angeles. We never let no ops do that to us. The other side did that to us. This is Los Angeles. Do y'all understand the fullness of what I'm saying? Ain't no way in hell. No way in hell we ain't won since he did that. We supposed to, and we won the championship on him, right? Do it feel like we won the championship? No, because we ain't beat him once. All he get to say is, well, you only won it because y'all ain't running to me. Because obviously, if you did, you would have lost it. And what could we say? It's true. Bron wasn't going to beat him. He never does. And that, I feel I'm more offended by than he is. I feel like I'm more offended by that than Bron is. Every time you see that dude, you're supposed to have 70 on that dude. Ain't no way, man, listen. A real killer, I'm going to have my career high on him. He's going to see my best. Ain't going to be nobody see my best more than him. Man, he just keep on dog walking us, punking us. It didn't mean nothing. It was, I mean, we played hard. Both teams played hard. But at the end of the day, it didn't seem like a tough woman. We're going to move on. I need him to say, this game mean a lot to me because we went hard, they went hard, we won LA. Kawhi ain't got that in his heart because he know. Man, look, I ain't never catching him with 17 championships. But every time they see me, easy. Real easy, too. And I can see him. He go take that back to his uncle. They laughing. Take that back to the neighborhood. They laughing at the Lakers. And it is just like that. And we sit over here. Russell Westbrook, he over there giggling, catching the ball. I see you. Yeah, I know you see us because we lose it. Because you know that you got the guy on the side that's going to actually go to work in a situation like this. That's why Russell Westbrook sit back and have fun, because it's fun beating the Lakers when they're not playing well. when they ain't taking it serious. When they doing buddy ball and numbers mentality and minutes mentality rather than all this other crap we doing that don't lead to us being good enough as the Clippers that day, even though we have the better roster. Oops, my bad. We got in here at 1:30. Guys didn't get any sleep. World class athletes talking about they ain't getting no sleep, and that's supposed to be a reason why they didn't play strategize properly in the biggest game of the season, because they ain't getting no sleep. And they want us to buy that and buy them tickets, them prices too. Yeah, right. That's why I use my voice, because I ain't gonna do it. As long as they run the con on us, telling us players can win championships and stuff when they can't. As long as they run them cons, I'm gonna be speaking what I see. Like, yeah, right. If y'all really want to win, how about y'all rotating ways that make sense so that you can? You know what I'm saying? How about you put players on the floor that actually defend, calling yourself the best defensive team in the league? It's a shooting league. Everybody shoots a three. Why are we not defending the perimeter? Am I making any sense of that? We saw this Clipper team, if I'm not mistaken, they shot 50%, like 5 games ago. I don't remember who they played. Probably the Bulls. I think it was the Bulls. Right after the Bulls played us, they had to play the Clippers. Remember, because we had to fly back to their house and play it back-to-back. Even though it wasn't for them, they had the Clippers, and the Clippers shot 50%, hit 23s, 20 out of 40. I ain't forget it. Apparently, the Lakers never found that out, because they left the Clippers from behind the arc open like they us early in the season when we couldn't hit a three. Because, of course, they have Russell Westbrook, so that equates to them being a bad three-point shooting team, except for it literally does not. Homework. That's all. A little preparation and practice and homework. That's all this team needs. You got a bunch of 27 years old players on this team. You need practice, preparation, and homework. But if the coach ain't thinking that, and the superstars are saying, well, I haven't been in 20 years, so I don't want to practice. But you like the main thing, everything rotates around. We need you down there. No, well, it's probably best if we consider something else. Like, all right, cool. You go to the Nuggets. That's how I'm at. I'll consider something else for sure. That's where I'm at with that. I don't want the excuse of guys being too old to do the job. The end. I'm too old to do the job. That's why I am on the sidelines. No, we need players who can do it. Give me some fresh legs in this uniform. Guys who are going to learn to respect what purple and gold is actually about. And put it first over whatever other weird stuff they got going on. Seriously. Over it, man. And with Anthony Davis, his talent level, love him to death. But if we can't count on him to give us the motor when he is on the floor, and then half the other time he's not on the floor, then what am I actually getting? What am I doing, bro? That's what it is. If I got to hide you all the way to the playoffs and then only expect you to play half of those games for your health, what am I paying for? Team 500. He on the team, Braun on the team, and the team is 500, y'all. Like, does anybody let that sink in? We got Anthony Davis and LeBron James, and we're barely one game over 500. Nobody see no problem with that? I see a big problem with that. Deepest team in the league. Deepest team in the league, losing biggest game. I personally think we're the deepest team in the league. Us and Sacramento, deepest teams in the league. And we losing the biggest game of the season. In our building, no less. It is our building. Anxiety arena. Played like it too. Scared, tired, full of excuses. Soft stuff pumping in their chest. Over it, man. I just want these 2 games to get over with. Because I'm telling you right now, if we play like we did these last 2 games, we're going to be out of here real soon. This playing game, when teams are playing for real, you got a one-and-done situation, and this is the type of crap you want to do with your rotations. Listen, I seen how this team looked at the end of that game yesterday. They didn't believe in themselves. They didn't believe in themselves, and the only thing that saved them is the excuse that they're willing to give themselves, that they can get no sleep. They ain't believe in themselves. That's what I'm telling you. They ain't believing what they were doing. They ain't believing themselves. Doing stupid crap, leaving Wenyen Gabriel power forward, 6'9" power forward on Zubac, a player that we drafted, that we know. Zubac is 7'1", probably about 270, 265, something like that. Now you're going to leave Wenyen Gabriel, who's probably a good 225, 220 at the heaviest, on Zubac. Leaning on the man, leaning on his back. What success did you expect when you're in a half? And then the first thing they do is say, well, when you're struggling, just like they did with Lonnie Walker, make him a power forward, have him struggle out there, and then lose faith in him. I'm supposed to forget this stuff because I'm just a fan. Rah, 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 rah. Yeah, go Lakers. Man, y'all better get with what's really happening here. If you're not, I guess that's what you follow me for, because I'm over it, man. I'm telling you, I'm over it. I feel the same way I did before we made the trade. We got to get people up out of here, because the stench of loser energy is still on us. And I don't care about, I'm telling y'all, these wins. See, y'all got to understand about BDF. The little wins that we've been winning in between these losses, fools go. They're fools go. Because when it matters the most, they clam up. That's the bottom line. And we're going to be in pressured most situations going forward in the playoffs. So if these guys, choke artists and soft guys, win a big game against the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard, what the hell are they going to be in any playoff situation? But just that. Oh, the rest. I'm sorry, the rest is the rest. They didn't get enough sleep. Of course, that was completely outside of their control, even though I've illustrated to you why it was definitely within their control leading up to this just the same. So if people can't see how they control these things by way of other things, and they're going to continue to stumble into the ineptitude that they allow themselves to fall into. And so that's what this is about, man. I would love to say I'm done ranting, but I could honestly do this for another 45 minutes, as pissed as I am with this stupid team. Seriously. No, I love it that much, but at the same time, when they act like this, it becomes something that makes it very easy to talk like this. And so, look, I want the Lakers to trade some people at the end of this season, man. I don't know if Anthony Davis is going to be a part of that or not. We'll assess it. But my guy, King James, yeah, no, this is the last season for me. I tell y'all, man, I'm not kidding about that. I wasn't kidding about that at the beginning of the season either. I see the bigger picture, man. We don't need to tumble forward with a player that expensive, that old, bro. It just don't make no sense no more. I don't care what it is he could or could not do. I need more of a surefire bet at that percentage of my cap. It ain't personal. I like the King, but if he's not going to cut his salary in half, like literally in half, so that I can have the talent necessary to put around him and make up for all the mistakes that he may or may not make, or make up for all the times he ain't going to be out there, or make up for all the whatever. If he ain't going to make that make sense in the salary, then our team just ain't going to be good enough. You know, it's the same thing I said about Dame Lillard up in Portland. Dame can say whatever he wants. You took $61 million, bro. That's like 3 or 4 players that can make your team championship level talent team. So I don't want to hear nothing from nobody when it comes to that. I'm not that type of stupid. You can make your teams better. You chose not to by taking the money. It is what it is. So when you suck, when your team's not quite good enough and your teammates are sitting there saying, man, we're just trying so hard, you look at your salary and that's where they are. That's where the rest of their help is. Tired, man. I'm a fan. I want to win, bro. I'm serious. I want to win. And there's a lot of people who are just happy to be here. Organizations that are just happy to be here. I'm fine. Y'all can be that way. I'm a Laker fan for a reason. Not like that. Attached to excellence and the promise of excellence by people who could deliver. And you think I'm going to let these people run around, put on purple and gold and act like they're really doing it and disgrace those guys who did it before them? Nah. No. That's where I'm at with that. That's where I'm going to stay with that. BDL 44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.